Okay, so for today, we'll be discussing parts of a memorandum. So we have heading, body, complementary ending, signature enclosures, and copy furnished other offices. So the first one is heading. Ang sabi dito, it is all the materials above the first line of the body comprise the heading. These are office origin, address, file reference, identifying initials, date, subject, through channels through which the communication will pass as the case may be, and the addressee to whom the memorandum is sent. Bale, ang heading, ito yung mga nakikita natin sa pinaka-taas or sa first third ng isang papel, ng isang memorandum format. So, ang laman niyan, again, is the letterhead. Yun yung Republic of the Philippines, National Police Commission, Philippine National Police, hanggang doon sa kung anong station siya ginawa. Okay? And then we have file reference. We also have identifying initials, addressee, kung kanino naka-address ang memorandum na ito. And then we have intern addressee, attention line. Ang attention line, ito yung nakalagay na ATTN tapos colon. Attention, ibig sabihin nun. In other words, kinokol mo yung attention ng tao o ng office na nilagay mo doon sa attention line. Maaari kasi na iba ang taong nakalagay kung kanino naka-address yun. Tapos may nakalagay pang attention. Therefore, doon sa attention line na yun, siya yung sabihin na natin, yun na nga, kinokol mo yung attention niya kahit na hindi siya yung pinaka-addressee doon sa iyong memo. And then of course, the sender or originator. Sender, ikaw yon na gumawa ng letter na yon or ng memo na yon. And then the subject, kung tungkol saan yung memo na yon, and of course the date. So, the letterhead, a printed letterhead stationery is normally used for the first page. If it is not available, a typed letterhead may be a substitute. Meron kasing ibang offices na readily made, yung papel nila meron na agad letterhead. Pero kung wala naman, it's not an issue. Ipiprint mo lang siya. And then, each police office or unit has its own letterhead. In offices where more than one kind of letterhead is used, the nature of the letter will determine which letterhead is proper. All courtesy carbon copies are made on plain bond paper. And then, ganito ang itsura ng letterhead. Yun na nga, Republic of the Philippines, National Police Commission, Philippine National Police. Kung ito ay Angeles City, ang ginawa natin example dito is Angeles City Police Office, tapos Angeles City. Of course, kung police station naman to, after nung Angeles City Police Office, doon mo na ilalagay yung kung anong specific police station yon. And then yung file reference, it is otherwise called the office symbol. A file reference is placed at the first margin, usually 2 spaces below the letterhead. So take note of the spaces, ha. It varies according to the individual item of correspondence. Each part of the reference was also used as identifying information on the second and subsequent pages. So for example, itong CCPS-IN. So that is the file reference. And then we have identifying initials. Some offices place the surname or the initials of their originator. Sinabing originator, kung sino yung gumawa nung memo or nung letter. And the typist of the letter. This practice varies because of the individual who dictated the correspondence, and those of the typist are placed in the upper extreme right corner on the first page of all copies or on the file copies depending on the instructions issued by the chief or supervisor. In large installations, the telephone numbers of the originators may also be added. Katulad nitong nasa examples natin, makikita ninyo merong mga iba't ibang initials, and then doon sa dulo niya is merong number, contact number nung gumawa. And then another part of the heading is the addressee. The addressee preceded by Memorandum 4 or Memorandum 2. Usually, yung Memorandum 4 ay ibinibigay sa mga higher na officers or kasing parehas niya ng rank. And then Memorandum 2 is usually given to an officer na subordinate niya, or a person who is lower in rank, kung kanino naka-address nga yung letter na yun. So, this will also be written in block style. Ang ibig sabihin ng block style is capitalized letter. So, capital T, capital O, and then colon, kung 2. And then kung 4 naman, of course, capital F, capital O, capital R, and then colon. The memorandum will be addressed to the police office. The title will not be abbreviated in either complete or brief addresses. In other words, hindi mo ilalagay kung sino yung tao na yon. Ang gagamitin mo ay yung office niya. For example, memorandum for the Provincial Director, Pampanga Provincial Police Office. Ganon. Okay, so you will not abbreviate the title. Pero merong exception doon sa rule na yon. Kapag specific na tao ang dapat makareceive ng letter na yon, gagamitin mo yung pangalan niya. So unless the correspondence pertains to an individual personally, not to the office, the name of the individual will not be used in the address of a memorandum form. When it is necessary, however, to address correspondence to an individual by name, his grade, first name, middle name, and last name, or indicated in that order, his badge, number, and branch of service may be shown if it is known and considered necessary for identification. Katulad nitong nasa examples natin. So, para kay Sergeant Juan Santos Cruz ng Philippine National Police, ito yung magiging format ng kanyang pangalan. And kunyari naman, Sergeant Juan Santos Cruz din, then yung badge number, at kung ano yung branch of service niya, kung ito naman ay military. Okay. And then another part of the heading is intern addressee. When letters are routed to several addressees, so pag sinabi natin routed, itong papel ay dumadaan sa iba't ibang opisina. Yun na nga, dumadaan, routed. The entire address of each office will be placed on a single line as much as possible. Hanggat kaya daw, ipagkasya mo sa isang linya lang lahat ng mga taong dapat makareceive o lahat ng mga offices na dapat makareceive ng memo mo. An onion skin copy will be made for each addressee who withdraws the copy prior to dispatching the letters to the addressee. The copy for each addressee will be identified by a check mark of the carbon copy by his address. So for example, memorandum to the chief of the PIIB, chief ng POPB, at chief ng PCRB. Ganito ang itsura niya sa intern addressee. When the same letter is intended for several addressees, the entire address of each will be placed on single line if possible. The copy for each address will be indicated by a check mark. So katulad nito, memorandum to the provincial directors ng BPPO and ng PPPO. And then, ito yung isa pang part ng heading natin, yung attention line. So to speed routing, para daw mapabilis, correspondence may be addressed to the attention of an individual or the head of a subdivision or by the use of an office symbol. The name will be used only when there is a special reason for calling the letter to the attention of the individual known that he will be at the place addressed. So again, pag sinabi nating attention line, ito yung parte ng memorandum na tinatawag mo na nga yung attention ng isang tao na yon o nung office na yon para mapabilis daw yung pagra-route nung correspondence. So for example, if the correspondence is specifically addressed to the attention of an organic member of the police office or unit, ganito ang magiging itsura niya. Memorandum to the Chief of Police ng CCPS, for example, tapos nakalagay na, Attention, Sergeant Juan S. Cruz. Ibig sabihin, para talaga ito kay Sergeant Juan S. Cruz. Siya ang makakasagot o siya ang dapat na makausap, kumbaga. And then another one is addressed to the attention of the head of office, agency, or installation. So memorandum to the Chief of Police ng CCPS, and then nakalagay attention, Chief Operations and Plans Section. So yung office ang kailangan maka-receive nung letter na yon or nung memo na yon. Another one is addressed to the attention of the head of unit or command by the use of the office symbol. So for example dito, attention ng SIIS. And then another part of the heading is the sender or originator. The sender or originator preceded by the word from will be written in block style. So from the term itself, from, ito yung taong gumawa ng memo. It is written in block style and normally will be placed below the addressee. The designation or title of the sender and the office symbol herein, the communication originated is written to inform the addressee to whom the report came from or originated. So for example, itong nasa slide natin, from the Chief of Police ng CCPS. And then another part of the heading is the subject. The subject line should contain words not exceeding 10. So, maximum na yon ha. 10 words lang ang dapat laman ng subject. Hindi yan pang nobela. It starts 2 spaces below the sender and 2 to the right of the colon. All are written in capital letters. When the subject extends 2 lines, the second line is blocked under the first letter of the first word of the subject. So, ganito. Pag isinusulat na yung subject, lahat yan naka-capital letter. Hindi pwedeng sentence case. Okay. Tapos, ang pagsulat din yan is capital letters or block form ang word na subject and then colon, and then ilalagay mo na kung ano yung subject mo. Also in capital letters. So, what happens if 2 lines na ang subject mo? Ibig sabihin, hindi nagkasya sa isang linya. So, the next line, pwede naman. Kasi nga, maximum 10 words naman. But the format is that ilalagay mo yung first letter of the first word ng second line mo sa tapat ng first letter ng first word na nasa first line. Basta tapat lang sila. Yun na yun. And then, of course, the date. Ilalagay mo kung anong petsa na pirmahan yung memo na yon. And then the second part of the memorandum is the body. The body of the letter is the message itself. It is the substance of the typed letter as distinct from the formal beginning and ending. Ito na yung pinaka-puso. Ito na yung pinaka-nilalaman noong memorandum na yon. This part of the letter is single-spaced except when it is less than 9 lines. Kasi merong mga memo na konti lang talaga ang nilalaman. So if it is less than 9 lines and no reply was expected, in which case it may be double-spaced. Kapag less than 9 lines, pwedeng mag-double space. Pero kung higit sa 9 na linya ang iyong memo, then it will become single-spaced. Double spacing will always be used between paragraphs. So if you are forming a new paragraph, magiging double space siya. The single line of the body of the police correspondence begins 2 spaces on the heavy line drawn, 2 spaces below. So after the date, merong heavy line na ilalagay. After that heavy line, doon palang magsisimula yung body ng iyong memo. And then the first is paragraphing. So in terms of format, paragraphing is when a letter consists of only 1 paragraph, the paragraph will not be numbered. So kung isa lang naman, wag mo nang lalagyan ng number 1 kasi nga only 1 lang siya. Okay? Although its subparagraphs will be lettered. Kung merong subparagraph, for example, eto nga yung only paragraph mo, pero may subparagraph siya, hindi mo lalagay number. Ang ilalagay mo ay letters doon sa subparagraphs na yon. When there are 2 or more paragraphs, they will be numbered consecutively. So, again, maglalagay ka lang ng number kung 2 o higit pa ang mga paragraph mo. Kung isa lang ang paragraph, hindi mo na siya lalagyan ng number. The first line of the paragraph will be indented 5 bar spaces. As in yung sa laptop ninyo or sa computer ninyo, yung bar space, 5 na ganon, or mas madali, tab. Yun na lang. The second succeeding lines will begin at the left margin. Subparagraphs must be at least 2. For example, if there is 1, of course, there will be 2. First subdivisions will be designated by letters, ABC, ganon. The first line will be indented so that the designating letters appear directly under the first letter of the first word of the main paragraph. Second subdivisions of paragraphs will be designated by numbers and parentheses. So, parentheses, number 1, close parentheses. Ganon din kung number 2, parentheses. Number 2, close parentheses. Okay. If necessary, additional subdivisions will be designated by numbers underscored. The first line of these subdivisions will be indented. Second and succeeding lines will begin at the left margin. In police correspondence, gumagamit din ng mga abbreviations. A memorandum allows abbreviations which are generally accepted in the police service. Siyempre, ang mga nakakaintindi nito ay yung mga pulis din. They are usually written without spacing or periods, except geographical locations which can be written with or without periods. So, for example, operations, OPNS, police colonel, PCOL, and then info, information. So, kapag gumamit ka nun, hindi mo nalalagyan ng period para doon sa abbreviation na yon. Kasi diba, pag normal na correspondence natin, kapag shortcut natin or kapag ina-abbreviate, nilalagyan natin ng period. But in memorandum format or in police correspondence, hindi siya usually nilalagyan nun. And then we have page numbering. So the first page should not be numbered. Subsequent pages, including those on which endorsements are prepared, will be numbered consecutively, beginning with the second page as 2. In other words, hindi ka maglalagay ng 1 sa page 1. Maglalagay ka lang ng 2 doon sa page 2. Okay? Wala nang number 1. 2 na kaagad sa page 2. Page number will be centered 1 inch from the bottom of the page. The number will stand by itself. It will not be set off by dashes, parentheses, or other punctuations. And then we have reference. Reference to publication must be specific and fully implemented. References will not be made to a publication or document which is not available to the address of the correspondence. Reference to correspondence will include the type of correspondence, file reference, office origin, data, and subject. So for example, yung file reference natin is spot report na nakadate daw ng September 1, 2016 on robbery with homicide transpired at Barangay de la Paz Norte, City of San Fernando. So, yun yung pinagbasehan, yun yung reference noong ginagawa mong memo. And then we have dividing a paragraph. 3 or fewer lines will not be divided between pages. Kapag 3 linya, mas konti daw, hindi mo siya pwedeng hatiin. Ang gagawin mo, next page na yon. At least 2 lines of a divided paragraph will appear on each page. So, yung nasa pinakababa, ang minimum requirement is merong 2 linya. So, for example, ang isang paragraph ay 4 na linya. So, hindi pwede na 1 linya lang yung maiiwan doon sa pinakababa ng page na yon. Kailangan at least merong 2 linya, and then yung natitira pang 2 linya doon sa paragraph na yun nandoon sa sunod na page. A word will not be divided into pages. For example, the word you are using is Pampanga. Hindi pwede na pam. Tapos naglagay ka ng dash, yung anga andun sa sunod na page. Hindi pwede. It's either pagkasyahin mo yung Pampanga doon sa line na yon or next line na siya or next page na siya. The complementary ending will not appear alone on a page without part of a body or text of communication. Kung ang scenario naman is nagkasya naman lahat ng body doon sa page na yon. Tapos ang natitira na lang complementary ending. Hindi pwede na yung complementary ending lang yung nandoon sa sunod na page. Kailangan meron siyang kasamang part ng body doon sa sunod na page. Hindi pwedeng siya lang mag-isa. Okay. So when the space below the text is sufficient for the close, at least 2 lines of the last paragraph or subparagraph, which in its entirety consists of only 1 line, may be placed on the last page together with the complementary ending. On the second and each succeeding pages, the file reference and the subject will be typed, beginning at the left margin, which is 1.25 inches from the top of the page. The text will be continued on the second line below the identification line. And then the third part of the memorandum is the complementary ending. This is the closing portion of the memorandum. This refers to the material found below the last paragraph of the body. Ito yung sinasabi natin kanina na hindi pwedeng mag-isa sa papel. Kailangan may kasama siyang part noong body. So it consists of the authority line if used, signature, list of enclosures, list of copies furnished to other offices. An authority line will be shown when the correspondence is signed for the head of agency by an individual authorized to do so. This reflects the fact that the communication is an expression of the will of the chief himself. Ibig sabihin, itong memo na to, talagang gusto ito ni chief na maiparating sa inyo kung sino man yung magbabasa. The authority line will begin on the second line below the last paragraph directly under the first word of the preceding main paragraph. It is typed in capital letters. Hindi pwedeng sentence case ang authority line, okay? So without abbreviations as well. So ganito ang itsura niya. If signing for a chief or head of office and addressed to a member under him as in, so for example, yung document na yon or yung memorandum na yon ay talagang utos ng isang opisyal. For example, etong si Police Colonel Cruz. Ang ilalagay mo is by authority of Police Colonel Cruz. Tapos, ang pipirma, etong si Police Major, for example, Pedro Cruz Santos. Kumbaga, etong si Major Santos ay nautusan ni Colonel Cruz na gawin itong memo na to. Kaya merong nakalagay by authority. Ibig sabihin, inauthorize ni Colonel Cruz itong si Major Santos na gawin itong memo na ito. Okay. If not addressed to a member under him for the Chief of Police, ang pwede nating ilagay. And then, we have another part is the signature. This contains the name of the officer, usually the first name, middle initial, and the last name. Signed in blue or black ink. Never in any other color. The name being typed, stamped, or printed all in capital letters identical with the written name, the officer's rank or service, and title designation. Katulad nga nung nakita natin kanina, ganyan. Juan Santos Cruz, Police Colonel, for example. Ganyan ang magiging itsura niya. So if the concerned chief or head of office personally signed the memorandum, his title or designation will not be anymore included. It is written in all capital letters and the middle name may be spelled out or not, depending on the writer. So pwedeng ilagay pa ang middle name or hindi na. And then, the use of double signature is avoided. Instead, a designated individual may sign his own name and add the word for or by in front of the typewritten name in the signature. If an individual in the police service signs for or by, the rank and the designation of the signing individual may be shown. Kumbaga, kung may ibang pipirma doon sa pangalan na nakalagay doon sa memo, ilalagay mo yung word na for or by, and then ilalagay mo yung pangalan, yung rank, at yung designation mo. Kung sino ka man na pumirma para doon sa taong yun. The typewritten portion of the signature begins approximately 1 space to the right of the center of 5 lines below the authority line of the body. Block style and open punctuations are used. Abbreviations or rank or service and title may also be used. And then number 5 are enclosures. These are supplementary documents which are sent with the communication to provide additional information. When the letter has one or more enclosures, these are entered at the left side of the page in the following manner. So, pag sinabi nating enclosures, ito yung mga attachments, ito yung mga ibang documents maliban doon sa memorandum. So, katulad dito sa example natin, enclosure 1, crime scene sketch. Then 2, pictures of the crime scene. Ganun mo siya isusulat. And then number 6, copy furnished other offices. This is a notation concerning copy furnished will be typed immediately under and separated by at least one line from the listing of enclosures, if any. When there are no enclosures, notation of copies furnished will be typed beginning at the left margin on the same line as that of the typed signature. So, pag sinabing copy furnish, binigyan mo ng kopya yung mga opisinang ito. Kaya copy furnished other offices. So, the copy for each specific addressee will be indicated by a check mark. This information is omitted from the original and courtesy copy unless specifically desired by the individual preparing the letter. So, for example, binigyan natin ng kopya ang regional directors ng mga, of course, police regional offices. And then, the director of the National Support Service Units. Yan, ganyan ang magiging itsura niya kapag sinabi nating magbibigay tayo ng kopya sa mga offices na ito. So, that's it for parts of the memorandum. If you are from Systems Plus College Foundation watching this video, you have to fill up the Google Forms that I will be placing in the caption part of this video. And then, basta sagutan nyo lang yun. And that will be according to your section. If you are not from Systems Plus, disregard that. Okay? So, that's it for today. And that is about the parts of a memorandum.